Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about the character of Valyndra. Let us begin. Valyndra was a formidable warrior and a highly skilled fighter, known for her prowess in combat and her exceptional abilities as a user of fire essence. She was born into a family of high priests and priestesses in the ancient kingdom of Cyndressa, and was expected to follow in the footsteps of her elder sister Cyndressa as a leader in the church. Valyndra, however, was determined to forge her own path and become a champion of the kingdom, earning a reputation as one of the greatest warriors of her time. Despite her successes, Valyndra's pride and arrogance often got the better of her, and she often let her emotions dictate her actions. This ultimately proved to be her downfall when she faced off against Andril in the trials of Zeros. Valyndra was undergoing the same trials as Andril, seeking to bind herself to Shadow Essence and resurrect herself after her death. However, she was unable to overcome her own ego and was defeated by Andril, causing her to lash out in anger and frustration. Valyndra's true nature is that of Earth, as she is a member of the branch of humans known as the Primordials, who are much taller and more powerful than other humans. Valyndra was born in 480 AE and died in 502 AE at a young age of 22. Despite her untimely death, Valyndra's legacy lives on as a fierce and skilled warrior, remembered for her strength and determination. If she had been successful in her efforts to resurrect herself, she would have gained the essence binding of Shadow and Flame Essence, becoming a formidable force to be reckoned with. It is important to note that the information provided about Valyndra paints her as a proud and skilled fighter who was seeking to bind herself to Shadow Essence in order to resurrect herself. She was born into a powerful family in the continent of Cyndressa and was expected to excel in her abilities. However, she met her demise while attempting to bind herself to the Phoenix Heart and was undergoing the same trials as Andril in Zeros in order to achieve resurrection. Valyndra is described as being a tall, standing at 13 feet 2 inches, and is a primordial human, which suggests that she belongs to a specific race of humans with certain characteristics and abilities. She is also described as being prone to arrogance and becoming enraged when reminded of her failure. If she had been successful in her efforts to resurrect, she would have held the essence binding of both Shadow and Flame Essence. Overall, Valyndra is the fourth boss within the game of Void, and basically she is insane. She is a powerhouse when it comes towards her abilities. In the game as a whole, her abilities are quick and fast. She has a movement speed higher than most other bosses and is able to charge you down faster. Alongside that, she has lunge abilities and also flail abilities, where she will flail her spear around and do increased damage over time. That being said, she also spawns spears of righteousness, which inflict a knockback and potential damage, which scales with your level state. This means that she, over time, while playing through the repetition of the game, she'll become much more harder to actually overcome. Much like all other bosses, but with her abilities they scale even harder, as at the beginning she is easier to defeat. Throughout higher level states she becomes even more powerful than most other bosses due to the way in which it scales in the game. Alongside that, if Valyndra was able to resurrect herself, she would actually have a power of Shadow Flame Essence, where she could use Shadow and Flame at the exact same time to create tremendous damage towards her opponents. Alongside that, Valyndra is one of my characters that I really am putting it on the back pedal, and I really do love this character. Cyndressa is just located at the top of Dalandor, and is an isolated island of the primordial humans of fire predominantly. It is stated that she is earthen based, as most primordial humans do have the option to bind themselves towards any essence they so wish. However, it is in her early childhood she was earthen based. Now she is fire based within Cyndressa with her family and all of the other primordial humans that reside there. Upon taking on the Phoenix Heart, which is a ritual that every Cyndressan must take on, which is to fully bind themselves to fire essence, they must take in the Phoenix Heart and become one with the Phoenix Heart. The Phoenix Heart overall is a literal embodiment of fire essence, and if a failure to absorb or bind yourself towards the Phoenix Heart, you will ultimately burn alive to death. This is what happened towards Valyndra, as the Phoenix Heart did not take hold and she ultimately died, whereas her sister Cyndressa ascended into the Phoenix Heart and actually became an aspect of fire, where her sister resides in Cyndressa today. Alongside that, Valyndra is one of my characters I just love. Overall, Valyndra, we originally designed her. Thank you, Bunny, for doing the art of the initial concept of her. She has the Cyndressan armor, and overall in the game she uses a spear. I do have every intention of using this character in the future with the manga as well. And within the game of Void, she is a high-scaled boss over time. So at the beginning, she's easy to kill, all that stuff, very easy. And then immediately, as soon as you get to higher level states, you're gonna really struggle. Trust me, I'm struggling on like level state 11. But overall, Valyndra, powerful character, love her to pieces and her character as a whole. Other than that, if you want to find out any more details, you can go to dalagggstudios.com to read up on any of the lore, or also you can always go over towards Discord. We can have a debate and chat about all of that stuff, and also you can read on the manga on the website as well, or you can just play the game on Steam. Other than that, I've got a lot of things in the works, but have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.